Hi, I'm Reg Clegg from the JetCollective. We formed around the summer of 2011 with the purpose of creating new suites of music based on thematic ideas. So the first thing we did was called the Derbyshire Suite, which was all about poems, folk, pastimes, that kind of stuff. Then we reformed the lineup slightly. It's always been a bit of a kind of a changing lineup depending on who wants to work on the project. The current lineup's now a 6-piece and it's fairly set, I would say. So we embarked in 2012 to work on a new project called JetStream, which is all about kind of climate change, environmental effects, the global warming, stuff to do with the weather. Each of us really then went away and started working on ideas. Some of them were songs that were based on pieces of literature or poetry. Other people took the sort of scientific approach. Other people had a more ethereal and an ephemeral approach to it. I myself worked on some things to do with quotes on climate change and also on kind of solar radiation affecting the weather. So kind of deep.
We all bring different types of styles, so you're not listening to one particular writer. And again, as we bring pieces in, the other musicians add something that we perhaps not thought about when we bring in our own work. So it's quite varied, and that's what some of the comments have been when we've talked to the guys that have attended some of these sessions, that they have really loved the fact that it's been quite different in terms of the different styles that everybody is in the way that they write.
My role in the band is to create certain rhythms and patterns to try to create different atmospheres in the music, sometimes to propel it along and sometimes to embellish and create the atmosphere in the music, you know.
This particular project, we're calling it JetStream because we're the JetCollective, and we decided that we would use the weather and the climate as a theme to inspire some music.
Yeah, Heat is quite a strange track because we first started working on it in about 2005 or 2006, and it didn't really fit in with what we were doing at the time in Zoo, and so we put it to one side and sort of rediscovered it as part of this project and started working on it a bit. For me, it has a feel of almost like being in a desert, of a sort of oppressive heat. What I'm trying to do with some of the guitar parts is to make us sound a bit like mosquitoes over the introduction, and also to introduce an element of flamenco into part of the middle section, so that you get that feeling of sort of southern heat, southern European or African heat. And the sound of the marimbas, I think, is quite unusual to bring into the project. And at various points we have two marimbas playing together, but playing slightly different rhythms and slightly different chords, which gives us, I think, an unusual sound and something which is ear-catching.
I enjoy playing congas and bongos in particular, and I think there's a lot of space in this music to actually fit percussion in, which makes a nice change compared to some of the other bands I've played with. And I think the songs, they're a very eclectic mix. It's all very different stuff. Different range of styles, but yet it still sounds like the same musicians. They're a very talented bunch of musicians, so I enjoy playing with them, and it's good fun.
The JetStream project began in May 2013, where we all came together with the material to try and work on something to do with climate change and weather and people's feelings about that. So the first thing we did was a weekend event where we wrote the material and put it together and performed it in May. Then we came back together in July 2013 and, if you like, completed the suite. So this was writing some extra material, altering some arrangements, that kind of thing. We then repeated that in December of that year, and then we began recording the JetStream album in January this year, so that was 2 days in January, a day in April, and a bunch of dates in the middle, which were overdub sessions. So that takes us up to right now, where we're kind of doing the final mixing and mastering, hopefully for a release early October. So with a bit of luck, JetStream will be coming your way fairly soon.